Hello, chess enthusiasts! Welcome back to our channel. Today, we have an exciting and historic game to analyze, match 28 of the legendary 1972 World Championship held in Reykjavik, Iceland, where the chess world witnessed an intense battle between two titans of the game, Boris Spassky and Robert Fischer. Join us as we dive into this classic game, examining each move, the strategic concepts at play, and the critical moments that define this epic encounter. Let's witness how Fischer's relentless pursuit of excellence paved the way for his victory over Spassky. Grab your boards, and let's get started. Pawn to d4 as Spassky opens with the queen's pawn, controlling the center. Knight to f6, Fischer develops his knight, attacking the e4 pawn. Pawn to c4 as Spassky strengthens his control of the center, preparing to fiancé his queen's bishop. Pawn to e6, Fischer prepares to develop his bishop while keeping options open for the d-pawn. Knight to f3, Spassky develops his knight to a good square, helping to control the center. Pawn to c5, Fischer challenges Spassky's center pawns, looking for early counterplay. Pawn to d5, Spassky advances, aiming to take space and challenge black's setup. Pawn captures pawn on d5, looking to maintain a strong presence in the center. Spassky, pawn captures on d5, with c4 pawn. Pawn to d6 and allows his dark-squared bishop to develop. Knight to c3, developing the knight and putting pressure on the d5 pawn. Pawn to g6, Fischer prepares to fiancé his bishop, planning for long-term pressure on the light squares. Knight to d2, Spassky reroutes his knight for additional flexibility and to prepare for possible exchanges. Knight to d7, Fischer's knight bolsters control over the e5 square. Pawn to e4, Spassky aims to claim central space and is clearly preparing to launch an attack. Bishop to g7, Fischer develops his bishop, targeting the center and enhancing control over the long diagonal. Spassky develops his bishop on e2, preparing for kingside castling. Kingside castling, Fischer completes his kingside development, ensuring king safety. Kingside castling, Spassky completes his kingside development, ensuring king safety. Rook to e8, Fischer centralizes the rook, preparing to support his center and possibly shift to the king side. Queen to c2, Spassky connects his rooks and aligns with the e-file. Knight to h5, Fischer envisions creating pressure on the f4 square. Bishop captures knight on h5, Spassky decides to eliminate the knight but exposes himself to potential tactics. Pawn captures bishop, Fischer recaptures with the pawn, looking to open the g-file for an attack. Knight to c4, Spassky maneuvers his knight to target the weak squares around Fischer's king. Knight to e5, Fischer brings his knight into a strong central position, hitting key squares. Knight to e3, this move by Spassky attempts to reposition the knight to a more central and potentially useful square. The knight on e3 can support the center and possibly move to g4 or c4, where it could exert pressure. However, this also allows for tactical responses from Fischer. Queen to h4. This is an aggressive move that puts immediate pressure on Spassky's king side, particularly threatening to exploit the f2 weakness. Fischer is forcing Spassky to respond to the attack rather than develop his position freely. Bishop to d2, Spassky aims to develop his pieces and prepare for trading pieces. Knight to g4, Fischer puts pressure on Spassky's center and targets the f2 pawn for future tactics. Knight captures knight on g4, Spassky captures the knight, looking to alleviate some pressure. Pawn captures knight, Fischer continues creating threats, maintaining pressure on the king side. Bishop to f4. Spassky tries to counterattack, looking for tactical opportunities. Queen to f6. Fischer moves his queen into the action, increasing the threat to white's position. Pawn to g3. Spassky creates a flight square for his king while also blocking the f-file. Bishop to d7. Fischer repositions his bishop for better coordination with the rest of his pieces. Pawn to a4. Spassky seeks to expand on the queen side and create counterplay. Pawn to b6. Fischer seeks to reinforce his center and develop his dark squared bishop. Rook to e1. Spassky centralizes his rook, trying to seize control of the open file. Pawn to a6. Fischer prepares to push his b-pawn or solidify his queen side. Rook to e2. Spassky doubles rooks on the e-file, hoping to contest control. Pawn to b5. Fischer is ready to break down the queenside defense, taking aim at the a4 pawn. Rook to e1. Spassky reinforces his presence on the e-file, hoping to counter Fischer's looming threats. Queen to g6. Fischer prepares to activate his rooks and threaten Spassky's position. Pawn to b3. Spassky aims to solidify his queenside pawn structure. Rook to e7. Fischer doubles up on the e-file, exerting tremendous pressure on Spassky's position. Queen to d3. Spassky attempts to realign his pieces for better defensive capabilities. rb8. Black plays rb8 to strengthen the b5 pawn and prepare for potential counterplay along the b-file. White captures on b5 with the a-pawn. This opens the a-file but potentially weakens white's own pawn structure. Black recaptures with the a-pawn, maintaining a strong grip on the center and the initiative. White pushes the b-pawn forward to create counterplay, but this move also weakens the c3 square. Black plays c4, gaining space in the center and allowing the pieces to become active. The pawn on c4 is now a thorn in white's position. qd2. White's queen shifts back to d2, looking to bolster defense and prepare for possible exchanges. rbe8. Black develops the rook to e8, putting pressure on the e-file, where the e4 pawn remains a potential target. re3. White plays re3, intending to double rooks on the e-file, but the positioning feels cramped. h5. Black advances the h-pawn, threatening to open lines against white's kingside. This signifies his intention to attack. r3e2. White plays r3e2 to protect e4 and prepare to defend against black's advances. kh7. Black moves the king to h7, alleviating some back-rank safety concerns. Fischer is setting up for a decisive attack. re3. White repositions the rook, emphasizing the defense of e4, but placing it on a less active square. Black's king moves to g8, ready to support the attack and ensure safety. r3e2. White moves the rook back to e2, trying to strengthen the defense of the e4 pawn and prepare for potential doubling on the e-file. However, this move lacks aggression and places the rook passively. Fischer plays b takes c3, sacrificing his bishop to create complications in white's position. This bold move readily initiates a tactical sequence, targeting weak pawns and aiming for greater control. Spassky captures the bishop with the queen, trying to regain material and simplify the position. However, this move opens up the e-file for black's pieces. Black captures with the rook on e4, gaining control of the e-file and placing additional pressure on white's position. The rook is now active and poses a significant threat. White decides to exchange rooks, capturing black's active rook on e4. This is a logical move to relieve some pressure, although it further allows black's pieces to dominate the board. Fischer swiftly recaptures with his rook. Black maintains his strong position and centralized control, increasing his advantage in the game. White captures with the rook, leading to a queen exchange. While this removes some material, the position still favors black due to the activity and centralized placement of pieces. Q takes e4. Black's queen recaptures, positioning itself ideally in the center of the board. Fischer is now fully in control, ready to initiate his attack. bh6. In a desperate attempt to create some threats, white plays bh6, attacking the rook on e4. This move, however, feels like a final effort to gain counterplay rather than a solid strategic position. qg6. Fischer calmly retreats his queen to g6, avoiding the threat and keeping pressure on white's position. The queen now targets the weakened pawn structure and remains active. bc1. White plays bc1, attempting to reposition and block potential threats along the e-file. Unfortunately, this move only emphasizes the passivity of white's pieces. qb1. Black's queen moves to b1, creating a direct threat against the back rank and drawing white's focus in multiple directions. This puts Spassky in a defensive position. kf1. White moves the king to f1, trying to escape the looming threats. Nonetheless, the king's position is becoming increasingly precarious. Fischer plays bishop on f5 to increase more pressure. In a desperate attempt to avoid checks, white's king moves to e2, revealing a lack of safety and the precariousness of Spassky's position. Fischer plays queen e for check. Now his queen fully dominates the game. qe3. White interposes with qe3 to block the check, trying to defend against the mounting pressure on his king. qc2. Black checks again with qc2, continuing the assault. Fischer is relentless in this position, emphasizing his dominant lead. qd2. White is forced to block the check with qd2, but this only delays the inevitable. qb3. Fischer plays qb3, sealing the deal. The queen exerts painful influence over white's position, combining threats against the king while maintaining control of the board. qd4. White attempts one last move with qd4, but it's insufficient against black's powerful positioning. Fischer plays his bishop on d3 check and white resigns the game. The game concludes with Fischer's victory. His precision and tactical awareness shone through, demonstrating why he was a world champion. Thanks for joining us on this journey through one of the most memorable games in chess history. We witnessed Robert Fischer's remarkable ability to orchestrate his pieces, displaying both tactical brilliance and strategic depth that ultimately led him to victory against Boris Spassky in the 1972 World Championship. This game is a testament to the artistry of chess, every move filled with intention and every decision a reflection of the player's understanding of the game's complexities. It encapsulated not just a battle on the board, but also the intense pressure and significance of the Cold War era that surrounded it. If you enjoyed this analysis, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more chess content. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. What did you think of Fischer's strategies? Were there any moments that surprised you? Stay tuned for our next video, where we'll dive into more thrilling chess matches and explore the legends of this beautiful game together. Until then, keep practicing, and may your games be as inspiring as this one. Take care and happy chess!